Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Raven Court Team League Upper Bracket Final Best of 5 matchup. My name is Bahamut. On the left-hand side, it's going to be Vinland Raiders on the right is Exodia Stack. Winner of this goes on to the Grand Finals with the Grand Final advantage of map pick and first pick. It's a best of 7 Grand Finals. That'll be our third best of today. And, we're here. First best of 5 of the day. We got our upper bracket final, then our lower bracket final, then our grand finals. Good stuff today. Hope to see you all throughout this wonderful stream. And thank you all for joining me once again. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Appreciate you all being here, watching the stream. Let's do some housekeeping really quickly. If you're wondering what kind of draft style this tournament has, because there have been multiple draft styles in the past. This is your standard Heroes of the Storm. No tournament shenanigans with baseline bans or community bans or Meta Madness draft style. None of that kind of stuff. It's just good old Heroes of the Storm. We're going to get a whole lot of Hanzo and a whole lot of Genji. You know, the standard tried and true for, you know, top level Heroes of the Storm action. As I mentioned, best of 5, upper bracket final. And we got a Lucio, Hanzo, Maev band away. Hawaiian shirt. It's finals day, dude. This is the thing we do on the channel. Is it the final day of a tournament? We put on a Hawaiian shirt. The Black Glass is a similar looking one that she hid. Oh yeah. He's not like Bandit's not crazy with toys. Like he doesn't shred them. It's very rare that he shreds apart a toy, and even then, like once he opens it up, he stops. He's not even trying to get the squeaker out, so a very good lad. But big surprise, we're gonna start today off with a Blaze. Baha, what should I get for breakfast? I would say if you have a local diner near you, you should get like the local diner special. You know, sometimes they call it like the hungry man's breakfast or whatever they want to call it, but you know, 2 eggs, sausage, bacon, hash brown, toast. You know, one of those things. Go get a diner breakfast. Support your local diners. That's what I would say, Vita. That or just get McDonald's breakfast, because honestly, McDonald's breakfast is amazing. Judge me, I don't care. I love McDonald's breakfast. It is a treat from time to time. 2 sausage McMuffins, no egg, and 2 hash browns. You put the hash brown on the sausage McMuffin. Oh. Granted, to be honest, as I've gotten better and better at making hash browns, I really don't like McDonald's hash browns that much. But sausage McMuffin all frickin' day, dude. Blaze, Diablo, Genji on the left-hand side. We've got a Sergeant Hammerband in the mid phase. Johanna as well. Oh, we could see the Anduin coming out from the side of Vinland Raiders. It works with their composition. They need a healer. Light Bomb Genji, Light Bomb Diablo, Light Bomb Blaze, all that works together. We are in Garden of Terror. Did forget to mention that. Sorry about that, Bandit. I know, I forgot. On the right side, they are going to need a main tank. We could be seeing a Garrosh here. Garrosh is considered a nice counter into Diablo with all of his dive, and there's Blaze and Genji, but it looks like it'll be a Varian. He's going to be going ahead and catching the enemies with his taunt. I wonder if we see like a Mephisto or a Jaina or some sort of burst mage to go along with the Varian. That's often a combination you see together just because of the point and click taunt and then you drop a blizzard on top of their head. So I would like to see something like that, but left-hand side will round out their draft with the Falstead Rhaegar. A little surprised that we don't see the Anduin, but either way, we're going to go for the Rhaegar, a little bit more aggressive in the team fighting. This last pick, as I said, I'd like to see some sort of mage. Chromie was banned away, so I doubt we see her. The Jaina wouldn't be too bad. Hanzo was banned away as well. It's a target ban on Ambitious Hanzo. Also, Mephisto's really nice for his poke potential into the enemies. He's got later percent-based damage with Lightning Nova. It's a stab. Apparently we're stabbing. I like to see it. Okay. Let's hope that our Imperius goes for stab build and doesn't take all the boring bad talents. I don't think Chess Looter's awake right now, but somewhere Chess Looter needs to know. Anyways, let's get a gamble going. What's up, Big Sid? I love that Twitch took away my butt shaking emote. But people can have literally gasm emotes and it's no big deal. I love Twitch's bias on streamers, you know? Love it. Taco Bell breakfast is also decent. I have had Taco Bell breakfast once, and I curled up on the couch and wanted to die. I know I'm not a fan of Taco Bell breakfast, to be honest. Right-hand side of the map, Exodia stack. We got a Dino Sylvanas, Bad Benny variant, Bish on the Imperius, Copen, Dahaka, and Yasu with the Brightwing. Left-hand side of the map, taking a look at Vinland Raiders, Ultralisk Falstad, Skog Diablo, Nano on the Hanzo, Sven to play Blaze, and we had Death Knight on the Rhaegar. What is this level 1? What is this level 1? What is this?
3, 2, 1.
Get your predictions in.
Spread my spores.
Oh, how's Bandit supposed to work with this, with this by God? Anyway, sorry. Fighting top lane. Twitch predictions up and available if you want to participate. Auto attack build for Falstad. We have Imperius landing the Celestial Charge on the Skog, as we have also Nano jumping in with some shurikens into Bad Benny. A little swift strike through, and Imperius will take a bit of damage, but no kills to be had early on. Devil's Due, level 1 for the Diablo. Makes a lot of sense. There's not really that much spell power on the enemy side, so don't really need the Soul Shield. Adrenaline Stimpack for Blaze. Auto attacks on Falstad, as they will be able to take down the Sylvanas in top lane. First Blood, as some body blocks some Death Knight on a Bad Benny right there. He charges back in onto this Hanzo. Bish, Imperius looking for something. Phase Shift from Brightwing won't come through in time. A cleanse onto Falstad as the Celestial Charge was attempted. And a double kill early on for the side of Vinland Raiders. As a reminder, best of 5 series, everybody. Best of 5 series. So camp on the left will be grabbed. We'll see top right, same sort of dealio. We'll have our Lion's Maw and Varian level 1 already on 4 stacks. Nothing else really to note out of those early 2-game kills and some camps to be grabbed. First Garden Terror Seed will be on the bottom left of the map. Full RNG on the locations of this. It's not like Cursed Hollow where it spawns in the top center or the bottom center. It can be anywhere on the map for Garden of Terror. Earlier objective announcement too, by 30 seconds. We're gonna hear that in just a moment. And this will be more camps to be spread around the map. Rhaegar grabbing Siege Giants, Dahaka Sylvanas doing the same. Blaze is pushed to camp up in bottom lane. Sylvanas uses Black Arrows to make quick work of the waves. She does have the Unstable Poison level 4, which will help clear out minion waves a little bit faster as well. Shuriken Mastery on our Genji. Let's see what else we got going on here. Varian kind of floating around. Of course, he's going to go Taunt level 4. No big surprise on that one. Main tank Varian. Right, Bandit?
Would you? I would so hate for you to not be the first to harvest another.
Diablo will pick up the Sacrificial Soul level 4 as he charges out onto Bad Benny in mid lane. Bit of blows exchanged, but that's the end of that one. As we continue to wait and see what's going to be happening here around the objective phase. Sylvanas able to get the Haunting Wave out. And bottom lane cleared away and managed. Some well taps for mid lane. Still no contest over the objective phase. It has been up for almost a minute now. And looks like Rhaegar, he's just rotating down to bottom. Doesn't even want to focus on getting the clear onto the sappers. Ugh. Around the sappers on the objective seed, Diablo has a Shadow Charge to initiate, overpower onto Yasu. That's going to be a taunt from Varian, but it's Brightwing still to fall. A huge Celestial Charge from Imperius. You know, the enemy team would have died there if you had Celestial Charge talent level 1. I'm just kidding. Varian goes down, Sylvanas to fall as well. Bish is going to land another big Celestial Charge, but it's not going to be enough. Dahaka fishes for a drag, but doesn't find anything, and still it is going to be a very quick and early for the members of Vinland Raiders. What a strong start. Full auto attack build, by the way, for the Falstad, as he does have secret weapon level 7. Yasuo has floated down back to bottom lane. We do have more than 50% of this fort taken down. Falstad able to barrel roll away. Gets one more hammering out for damage. Blaze will get the channel on the objective. How are we doing on Twitch Gambles? Hey, we got 5,700 to 2,800. Thank you all for the predictions. I appreciate it greatly. Best of luck to those predicting Diablo full on souls, as you see on the left side of your screen. Does have the Malevolence level 7. We're about to get into 10 talent tiers on both sides. Oh, yeah, Mr. Bandit. Sorry, you came over to say hi to me. Okay, 6-0 in kills. It is very, very lopsided at the start here. Exodia stack still warming up or waking up here. In our map number 1. Best of 5 series. Still a long way to go. We have potentially 17 maps today. Hopefully we get a little bit of a longer day than yesterday. Yesterday was a bit of a speed run, but it was still a very fun and exciting day. Let's see what we got for 10 talent tiers in a moment here. Dino gets the quick clear onto the wave. Varian anchoring in the bush around. Genji jumps in. Some shurikens to be thrown into the siege giants, and they'll be targeting onto Nano, so no damage. No damage onto the structures right there. Ancestral Healing, Apocalypse, Gust, Bunker, and X-Strike, I assume? We have been seeing a little bit of Dragon Blade for our Genji players this weekend, but it looks like it is going to be X-Strike. Okay. Second seed looks promising for the left-hand side, but the right, we do have the Wrath of Angiers, the Sky Suplex for Imperius. Mind control over the wall onto the Rhaegar. Haunting Wave thrown in, but no activation into the teleport. Blink Heals Taunt was the level 4. We have Warbringer for Varian, as well as the Isolation for Dahaka. Gus from Falstad pushing people away. Skog is going to go down. Soul's expended. He does get the Apocalypse activation in time. A hammering going out from Falstad as the Swift Strike comes through, and Sylvanas does get taken down. Falstad jumping inside the bunker with Blaze as well. A little isolation on Blaze, but that'll expire in a moment as the taunt onto Rhaegar does connect. Ancestral Healing down for 78 seconds. A big Celestial Charge onto a few enemies. So we do have Copen so very low. The phase shift from Brightwing does connect onto an ally. Varian pressuring once again, but Diablo's back in the mix. He gets the Shadow Charge, Overpower Initiation. A hammering out from Falstad is met by a Celestial Charge of this Imperius as Ultralisk is getting so very low. Another taunt from Bad Benny, but he's getting in trouble here as Nano. Nano is almost going to take down the Varian. Bit of a split fight right now as Diablo does land the Shadow Charge onto Dahaka. Lands, or activates his burrow. And Falstad does go down to the Imperius, but the second seed will go over to the side of Vinland Raiders as Exodia stack are going to try and find more kills here. Diablo taunted. Bad Benny low, but it's going to be Diablo taken out. Nano so very low. Gets the X-Strike with 50-something HP, but the damage over time from Sylvanas is enough, and they will be able to find the Quadra kill return for Exodia stack. Technically a pentakill because Diablo did go down then died again, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Nicely done. The seed goes over to the side of Vinland Raiders. Exodia stack finds 5 kills. They get the top lane fort. Falstad is going to push up bottom lane. Dahaka did back away. Looks like he's going to focus on getting siege giants, or he's just tapping bush. Okay.
Collect the seed. And don't fret about the shamblers. They don't feel it.
So this is going to be seed on the bottom right of the map. Dino's going to work out a couple of those sappers. Bad Benny rotates in. He'll finish this out. I don't think Vinland Raiders want to step onto that side of the map. They are a little bit behind in experience from those loss of lives? From the multitude of deaths that were in the top lane. It's going to be a 500 difference in just heroic experience. There's some other differences between mercenaries, minions, passive structures, but all in all, it's going to be a 2k difference, favoring the side of Exodia stack for this time being, while Ultralisk will clear out top lane wave, pushes closer into 13 talent tier. Next seed will be on the top left of the map. The positioning is favorable for Vinland Raiders. They don't have their top fort to retreat to, but they do have this mid fort just below, so at least there is some well-tap ability. A drag from Dahaka onto Genji. He's going to tank 1 or 2 tower shots. Blaze jumps in with a Oil Slick ignited underneath the fort. Won't be able to take it down, but gets more structure damage. Falstad working on this siege camp. Varian floating around bottom lane. Doesn't look like he's going to be joining his allies for any sort of dive onto the enemies here. Nice fire stomp to check the bush just in case, because a few enemies have not shown on the map for a little bit. We, of course, as observers, know all that positioning from our mini-map, as it's 90% of the game.
I suggest
Varian did go Warbringer level 10. He went into the Juggernaut level 13, so that's going to give him a 4% damage, or damage equal to 4% of the max health of the target, and he can do that every 4 seconds, since the Warbringer cooldown is 8 seconds off the baseline 12. Varian tries to delay once, but he only hits Skog. He's already done with his level 1 quests, and Death Knight gets the channel uninterrupted. Garden Terror spawning for the side of Vinland Raiders. What kind of value can they find? Things continue to push up in bottom lane.
rise, my terrors. Sap the
Falstad guarantees the fort. Seemed like there was a dive onto Genji, got turned into a pig and took a bit of damage. Meanwhile, over in mid lane, Copen utilizes the burrow. Phase shift in from Brightwing, a drag onto Blaze as well. Does have the bunker if he needs it. Doesn't seem like he'll summon it just yet. Genji with Shuriken Mastery almost done. The Apocalypse activated by Diablo. The mind control onto the Diablo here. From Sylvanas as Ultralist flies in for a potential gust, but the positioning is kind of not good here. He tries to barrel roll away from this Imperius, and now the pressure's onto Imperius, who gets the Celestial Charge over the wall. Garden Terror in bottom lane around 50% as it's arrived to the keep front gate. It's going to get the Overgrowth plant spawned. Top lane fort goes down. Vinland Raiders lead in structures, but their experience is starting to really fall behind. Dahaka brush stalking in. Looks like a team fight to break out in top. A drag onto Blaze. No bunker available. We have the Ancestor healing onto Sven, as we currently have a Celestial Charge gliding onto our Rhaegar. Sven very low. Mind Control pulls Diablo back in. Pyromania activated. Some will get that last kill, and it's going to be Brightwing. And the auto attack still raining onto Diablo. He goes down. It's a double kill for the side of Exodia Stack, while what is going to be achieved here? Black Arrow activated by Dino. And they'll take down top lane fort, mid lane fort, it looks like. Boy, I am struggling to wake up today. Sorry, everybody.
red team has destroyed a
The sun is barely even out, so it's kind of. At least we're in the summer hours, so the sun started to rise around like 5:45 in the morning, so. It's not like I'm casting and it's just darkness outside still. That was the hard part with like Nations Cup and stuff. It was still so early in the day that the sun hadn't really peaked out, and it wouldn't peak out until like almost 7 a.m. at that time of the year. Either way, let's continue into this. We got ourselves a Falstad grabbing top camp. Dahaka's gonna meander over here. Gust is up and available. Falstad sees the Dahaka, and some enemies are rotating up for this as well, so looks like Falstad gives it. Camps to be spread around the map, as we do have Dino. Haunting Wave thrown out. They're looking at Skog here, though Genji gets caught out by the Varian for a moment. Taunt will be activated. Banner goes down. Nano gets dropped to 75% HP, and that's where it's going to be held for the time being. Another Fire Stomp. Bad Benny goes in onto Skog. Maybe there's a punishment. Good Shadow Charge into the wall right there. Celestial Charge avoided. X-Strike from the Genji. Apocalypse comes through from our Diablo. Some will get that last auto attack onto Yasuo, or apparently nobody will. Genji finds it, actually. It's the Ancestor healing onto Sven. I do believe Bad Benny so very low. Copen trying to chase down Nano. Nano has the Swift Strike back over to his ally side. It's a triple kill for the side of Vinland Raiders, who will find another seed in their favor. Nicely done. Triple kill achieved. And momentum is still looking pretty good for Vinland Raiders, but experience-wise, Exodia Stack are ahead. Genji jumps in. They're going to try and play off the fact that this is a 3v2. Blaze in bottom, Falstad in top, but it doesn't seem like Copen or Bish will give this fight So it'll be disengaged. Genji with a few shurikens into the fort here in mid. Does have that shin gun as well as the shuriken mastery. He's going to dive in once again. Diablo is still harassing onto this Imperius, who looks for a Wrath of Injurious, doesn't find it, but gets the Celestial Charge into the Drag of Dahaka. Genji, do you have any mobility? Activates a Deflect and Swift Strike away. Falstad has floated down into mid lane engagement, gets the Hammering out. Keep in mind, auto attack build with the Secret Weapon level 7. Another drag, but the Gust from Falstad breaks that away. We do have the Elongated Tongue as well for our Dahaka. This chat needs more dumpies. I have my own. Cho'Gall dumpy. I've had that emote for a while now.
Gather the seed, heroes, quickly.
You just out of here spamming dead dumpies. Alright, well. Level 20 almost here on both sides. We'll have 2 out of 3 seeds on the right. And Spooky Worm too. Yeah, Spooky Worm as well. A lot of good emotes on the channel. A very good excuse to a very good reason to subscribe to the channel. Oh, 20 will tickle on through. We'll trickle on through to the right side for Exodia stack, and our next seed is on the left side of the map. Falstad should get 20 off of top lane wave. I think Blaze can get a bit of soak off of mid. So we should be 20v20 for this engagement. Speaking of, we have the Impervious, which is a spell armor. It's unstoppable and 75 spell armor for 3 seconds. You have Contagion upgrade, Glory to the Alliance. We have Invisible Friends as well as the Bolt of the Storm for Sylvanas. Of course, Wind Tunnel for the Falstad that will be activated up against the wall. Dahaka will get out of his burrow, gets the drag into an isolation onto Sven. No, there's no isolation. No, there was an isolation cast somewhere in all of that. Apocalypse from Diablo, X-Strike from the Genji as he gets a reset. Goes in onto Bad Benny, who gets the taunt, but the Swift Strike was activated before that, weirdly. And that is going to be a double kill for the side of Vinland Raiders. Fortified Bunker, Living Weapon, Ancestor Healing upgrade, Farseer's Blessing, and of course Apocalypse Hellgate upgrade. I miss OG Garden. What, you miss getting yelled at by your teammates for not driving the Garden Terror the exact way they would be driving it? Bottom lane keep does go down. Falstad gets the channel on the objective. Alright, 2 out of 3 seeds to both sides. Oh, okay. Full Souls, 36 stacks for Falstad, 9 stacks for the Dahaka. He's almost done with his level 1. I also don't miss the literal rush to get into the Garden Terror. Like, it'd be like you'd be in the middle of a team fight and you'd have enough you'd have the spawning of the Garden Terror, and your main tank is hearthing back in the middle of it because he wants to drive the Garden Terror. Like, how many times has that happened in the past where it's just like a teammate has given up because they're just like, oh yes, I'd like to go drive the Garden Terror. I don't care about this anymore. Reminds me of another version of Cursed Hollow. There was another version of Cursed Hollow? I don't remember there being a different version. Why am I getting Spanish ads? I don't know. Maybe if you used your Prime Gaming here at twitch.tv/Bahamut Gaming, you can get yourself some ad-free viewing, and you don't get Spanish ads. I always get I get Huggies ads, and I don't have a kid, so like I'll be watching a fighting game tournament, and it's like Huggies, and it's like, actually no, it's whenever I watch League of Legends, I don't really know much League of Legends, but sometimes I put it on in the background while I'm like doing chores around the house, and it's always Huggies commercials for me with League of Legends. I don't know why. The remake of Garden is just another Cursed Hollow, in your opinion? I mean, it's a bit of a stretch. It's a bit of a stretch. Due to the fact that you have a 3-lane vehicle spawning versus shutting off towers, the map playstyle for Garden of Terror is very camp heavy. I mean, I definitely see what you mean, but I would disagree. I would disagree, honestly. I think that Garden of Terror, yeah, you collect the seeds and then it does something. Yes, you have to collect 3 seeds and then you can spawn a Garden Terror. Yes, you have to collect 3 of something to do something. Sure, that shares similarities. But the push potential, the Garden Terror actually losing health when it auto attacks rather than like Tomb of the Spider Queen where it loses health over time. And as I said, the camp priority on Cursed Hollow is such a different playstyle than... the camp priority on Garden of Terror is such a different playstyle than Garden of Terror. Oh my god, than Cursed Hollow. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm still waking up. Forgive me. League of Legends targeting us old folks who grew up with League of Lego in our youth and are thinking that we have kids now. I think actually the real story here, Vita, is that League of Legends players actually wear diapers. That's the real story here. They wear diapers so that way they don't have to leave their PC to go to the bathroom and they can keep gaming. Welcome back, everybody. We had a slight little pause there. Thanks for your patience. We're back in the mix. Yeah, and this map doesn't have bosses, where Cursed Hollow does have 2 bosses. Also, map vertically is about a third smaller. Like, the verticality of Cursed Hollow, map-wise, versus Garden of Terror. Garden of Terror is a lot more smooshed, so the rotation vertically is a lot shorter. Celestial Charge goes in from our Imperius. We have a drag onto Diablo. He gets inside the bunker, which is fortified. But I don't know if he's going to be able to make it out alive. That is going to be Diablo Souls expended. Wrath of Majirs does abduct our Blaze. He does get picked off as well. Dahaka Enhanced Agility is finished out, and this is going to be Garden Terror summoned to the side of Exodia stack. Also, the difference between Tomb of the Spider Queen and Garden of Terror, the Garden Terror spawns up as far as your current minion wave versus Tomb of the Spider Queen, where these Web Weavers descend as far as the enemy minion wave. So, for example, in mid lane, if the spawning wave was actually here, this is where the Garden Terror would have come out, versus in Tomb of the Spider Queen, this is where the Web Weaver would have descended up against the enemy team minion wave. So just slight differences, and as I mentioned, the way it loses health as well. Banner comes down from Varian. Genji with a little cyber agility just to get that reset on his shurikens. Garden Terror gets a few autos in through mid-keep. The gate does go down. Black Arrows activated by Sylvanas, locking down the structure. Diablo fishing for a Shadow Charge. Copen denies that with a Burrow. Looks for the drag. I believe it was cleansed away by Death Knight immediately. Top lane wave is pretty massive, though. We have the Bruiser Camp plus the Garden Terror, which is around 75% HP. Celestial Charge attempt from Imperius. No connection. Looks like it sounded like it hit a structure. They're worried about a Falstad flank gust. I mean, this is a really nice wall to get a gust into, but Falstad, he's currently chilling right here. At least we know that. But him not showing on the map was a bit of a worry for the enemy team. Garden Terror expires, and we're left with 3 keeps to 2, favoring the side of Vinland Raiders, who are still technically up in this map number 1 in this best of 5 series. Happy Sunday, by the way, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're enjoying the stream, be sure to drop a follow or utilize that Prime sub. And if you don't have Prime sub, but you're like, man, oh man, I do love the stream, go ahead and start yourself that brand new tier 1 sub. Alright, anyways, we just have a bit of a lull in the game, so we might as well go fishing. Camps to be grabbed around the map right now. Celestial Charge checking the bush. The Bruiser camp will be stolen away. Falstad is showing in top lane wave. Genji checks the camp above with Shurikens. Diablo Fire Stomp, trying to scout out the enemy in that bush. Okay, Varian's gonna get dove onto by Diablo. Falstad flies in. He's looking for the angle up against the wall for the wind tunnel, and I think he might have found it. Here comes an Apocalypse from Diablo, the burrow from Dahaka. Copen's getting chunked quite heavily, gets a huge heal from his essence. We also have the Hellgate in from Diablo, Celestial Charge from Imperius. The Impervious was activated, the beautiful Earth Grasp Totem slowing down the enemies as Sylvanas went fishing with a mind control at some point, and doesn't seem like it's working out too well for Exodia Stack. Nano mounts up, gets the Cyber Agility immediately, tries to poke at the enemies. Garden Terrors, I think, will be summoned. Wait a minute, are they going to go in for more? No. So they're going to lose bottom lane keep. Mid lane keep might be lost here as well. Depends on how quickly they get the Garden Terror summoned, and then there's the animation time as well. So I think they will lose mid keep in this time. Mid keep goes down. Bottom keep should probably fall. But Garden Terrors will take care of all of that. Garden Terror in top lane is actually on the top lane keep. They're calling for core. I feel like they could have gone core a little bit faster here. But Imperius, Brightwing, they're still down for the next 16 seconds. The core is going to fall. Vinland Raiders makes the core call at the end, and they will be able to take map number 1 against Exodia Stack. GG, well played. All right, let's get set up for our next map, everybody. Vinland Raiders did take map number 1. GG.
Who the hell's that? That's not what's his name, the grad student.
Nah, I graduated. Must be the new one.
New one. That's supposed to be a
Prime sub.
People like to ask who came
Anyways,
first.
alright, sorry, I was trying to make a joke to the lobby, but I didn't get there in time. Welcome back into the first best of 5 of the day. We're here in the upper bracket final for the Raven Court Team League. Winner of this obviously goes to the grand finals, best of 7 with the upper bracket advantage, which is going to be map pick and first pick priority. We'll have Hanzo banned away, another target ban onto Bish right there. I don't think Bish is going to be able to play as Hanzo today. It was really fun to see it yesterday, but I don't think it's going to get let through this afternoon. Another Maiev ban. Wonder what we'll see, but we do have Garden of Terror, or not Garden of Terror, Dragon Shard for our map number 2 in this series, and we'll see how things unfold draft-wise. Pretty similar bans so far. So if this isn't a Blaze ban, do you think we'll get a first pick Blaze on the left-hand side? Because I do. By the way, very interesting, the losing side opted in for map pick priority, so there's something Exodia Stack wants to do here. There's something particular they want to do in this map. This, I think, is the exact same bans, just different locations as map number 1. I believe this is the exact same. Would you believe me if I told you this is a first pick Blaze? Wowee. I don't hate the idea, though, of a Hogger, but granted, Granted, Exodia Stack knows what the solo lane's going to be, so they can wait and flex their solo lane later on in the draft, and they could look for like a main tank and a healer here. Could look for the Diablo for the hard initiation. Maybe pick up a Brightwing. Could pick up a Anduin as well if they want to look for a Light Bomb combination. But instead, they're going to go for Johanna Yrel. Okay, so a lot of control from this composition of Exodia Stack so far. What are we gonna round out this draft with here? Brightwing, Diablo, Blaze. So pretty much same draft. It's just instead of a Rhaegar, you got a Brightwing so far. Got it. All right. So. Could be a Genji ban. Get rid of Nano Genji. Sylvanas is still up as well. Sergeant Hammer could be a target ban as well. No, they're gonna get rid of the Genji. Alrighty. Yo, what's up, Gotta Twinkies? How you doing today, bud? Cho'Gall? For who? Doesn't really work with either of the comps. As much as I love Cho'Gall, I don't see it for this one. You gotta have a healer and 2 assassins, or a healer, an assassin, and a solo laner. Like you gotta have the memery set up. Anduin banned away, Genji removed. Dahaka? For what? Blaze and Yrel have already been drafted. No point in banning or picking another solo laner like that. Right. So, Johanna Yrel. I feel like they want... Okay, they will pick up the Sylvanas again, and this will be Rhaegar, so they're literally going to swap healers from map number 1. I don't mind this draft so far. I would like a mage with some burst. Next 2 on the left-hand side. Falstad again. Sergeant Hammer will be grabbed. What's this last pick, though? I wouldn't mind a Mephisto. Mephisto to jump in and harass the Hammer. That'd be actually really nice. Just have some sort of gap closer. I doubt we see something like a Medivh, which also can be a way to jump in and deal with Sergeant Hammer. Okay, there's a lot of range abilities. You have summonables to harass the Hammer. You also have Devouring Maw, which range is pretty good. You can catch the Hammer and then follow up onto that. I don't hate the Zagara. We'll see how it works out. I haven't been 100% sold on Zagara for Dragonshire yet. I mean, it's good. It's the one map where we do see it, but... Not sure. I'm not sure. Trying to make chat move? Well, I appreciate it.
Heroes, prepare for combat.
Right side of the map, we're here, ready to go. We have got our Twitch prediction up for all of you. We've got a Dino Zagara, Yasu on the Rhaegar, Bad Benny Johanna, Copen on the Yrel, and Bish will be playing your Sylvanas. Left side of the map is going to be the Vinland Raiders up in this best of 5 series.
10 seconds.
We got an Ultralisk Falstad, Skog Diablo, Sven Blaze, Brightwing played by Death Knight, and Nano on the Sergeant Hammer. Yo, Foo Fighter, what's up, bud? You are all just in time for some Twitch predictions. Get your gambles in, everyone. Don't miss out. Don't be a fool. Get your gambles in the pool. I got nothing. Rhaegar holding level 1. Dauntless. Celis Glare. Got infested, or corpse feeder, sorry, for our infested drop. Sergeant Hammer with the advanced artillery, Devil's Due on Diablo once again. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't really need the soul shield up against all that auto attack damage. There is some spell power, but not enough to really need that activation of spell shield. Auto attack build again for the Falstad and Adrenaline Stim Pack for our Blaze. We do have Brightwing going into Hyper Shift. That is going to be nerfed in our upcoming patch. It's going to be at 4% of the maximum target health, and the phase shift cooldown will be by 0.5 seconds. If you'd like to know more about the patch, exclamation patch. I have a YouTube video that covers the current PTR patch. I'll put out another one when the patch goes live. There is currently a very interesting interaction on the PTR patch with Rainer's Hyperion level 20, execute orders, in that the Yamato cannon shots will be targeting heroes. But it does not affect the level 10, which is very interesting. I was testing that this week. So essentially, if you cast a regular level... So at level 20, if you take execute orders, just to set this up for clarity, at level 10 you have Hyperion, level 20 you have execute orders. If you cast a Hyperion at level 20, it operates the exact way it normally does. The strafing shots will shoot heroes, the Yamato cannon will target structures. At level 20, still, if you die, and then the execute order Hyperion comes out, that literally does not prioritize structures with the Yamato cannon, it prioritizes heroes. I believe it actually doesn't even shoot structures with the Yamato cannon anymore. And so keep that in mind, at level 20, in test mode, I was dealing 1,700 plus damage to a to the target hero. That's a lot of 1,700, and you get a few Yamato cannon shots in that circle. That is either broken, bugged, or Rainer's about to be the most busted hero in the game. Post level 20. Now also, that means that the post level 20 means you cannot just run at the enemy core, die, and take down their core. That also means that you can run at the enemy core and cast a Hyperion, but the execute order Hyperion that gets summoned when you die won't be dealing damage to the core. Jet propulsion from Blaze as our first blood does go over to the side of Exodia stack. Our Twitch gamble is still going if you'd like to participate. We do have a little bit of a delay on stream today, but not too hard for me to keep up with chat and all of you. 4 more hours left to fast. What is the first thing you're eating after fasting? It'd be a cheeseburger for me. Easy. Or a pizza. Cheeseburger or pizza. We have our objective phase available for channel here. We'll see if anyone's able to grab this on Dragonshire. Still, as I mentioned, first kill did go over to the side of Exodia stack. They are a little bit ahead in experience. I say a little bit, actually. They're a full level lead almost. Firestomp from Diablo delays once. Bad Benny delayed twice by a Oil Slick Ignited. Diablo being slowed. He gets bit on the butt by Rhaegar, and another kill to the side of Exodia stack, who have seemingly woken up in this map number 2. Is Muradin like 6k P? At level 20, I'd say he's probably close to that, yeah. But I mean, my whole thing is it's the ranged assassins. I mean, right now we're only at level 7 and Falstad has just under 1,800 HP. And the scaling isn't crazy. It's like, what, 4% or so? So by the time we get to level 20, if I remember, I'll try and check, but Falstad probably has like, what, 2,500, maybe 3,000 HP. 2 of those Yamato cannons would take down a Falstad. So yeah, it's absolutely terrifying. Culver's Burger, cheese curds, and a chocolate shake. I have never had Culver's, and every time I say that, people are like, dude, you gotta try it. Like, it's not like Jack in the Box, where when I mention I've never had Jack in the Box, like 50% of people are like, yeah, it's great, and there's 50% who are like, it's not that good. But every time I mention Culver's, people are like, no, you gotta try it. That one's worth it. That one's on the list for when I go back to Michigan this fall. But I've already, like, mentally started planning out the food that I'm gonna eat back in Michigan. Like, the night I get in, I want to get pizza. And then the next day, I'm with my family, so we'll probably just make food at the house, and I'll eat leftover pizza. And Thursday's dinner, family dinner, so my dad and I will make schnitzel for the family. And then Friday, I go over to my buddy's place, so we'll probably get, I don't know, maybe we'll get pizza there as well, but a different pizza place. I usually get Chinese food with him. Usually get coney dogs as well. So yeah, it's the window for food is already starting to dwindle on my trip back to Michigan. I really got to plan this out. Oh yeah, dude, Metro Detroit, they're all over the place. There's actually a Culver's in the parking lot where there is a Home Depot and Lowe's across. It's not even the street. They're literally across the parking lot from each other in Madison. No, not Madison. Madison Heights, yeah. In Madison Heights, Michigan, there's a Lowe's, Home Depot that are across the parking lot from each other. Which I always found very convenient, because if I went to Lowe's and they didn't have something, I could usually run to Home Depot within 5 seconds and be like, oh yes, they have it. Diablo initiates here in the bottom lane with an Apocalypse, and that's a big old BFG. The Ancestor healing comes through in time. Falstead with the Gust, but is gonna, actually no, he gets the Sylvanas, the Bless Shield from Johanna, creating some space. The hammering from Falstead is just enough to take down the Sylvanas with the help of Blaze. We have a Johanna falling as well. Copen getting behind the gate, and my god, I blundered my way through that one. Anyways, our next objective phase is up and available. The first Dragonite did get picked up already, I believe by the side of Exodia stack, as they did take down this mid lane fort, but that was a nice double kill in bottom lane. Ultralisk is going to take a heck load of damage from Zagara in this rotation up to top, but he will continue his trajectory onto the point. Zagara, by the way, on her Bile Drop level 7 as 4 out of 12 stacks. Phase shift up from Brightwing, Polymorph onto the Zagara, barrel roll in, Dino gets taken down by the Brightwing auto attack as she does have that Magic Spit upgrade at level 4 for the 1.1 range increase, and that takes her to a 6.6 if memory serves me correct. Yeah, 6.6 range increase. Or range. That makes sense if you're going to grab lumber. Oh, dude, no, like, that Culver's location was perfect. There was a Culver's there and a Starbucks, and honestly, like, I'm sure those two made out like bandits, because you get the bougie, like, you get the bougie couple who wants to do upgrades to their garden, and they go to Home Depot and Lowe's for all that stuff, and they get their Starbucks. And then you quite literally have your contractors who are like, oh, Culver's is right there. I just went to Home Depot. I might as well get lunch. And then you have your bougie contractors as well. I mean, there's, you know, it's a nice little mixture. Also, that place had one of the Home Depot hot dog stands. Oof. Something about those Home Depot hot dog stands, man. As you can tell, I'm very hungry already. I ate breakfast before stream, but I could already go for second breakfast.
I have seen enough for now.
Top 10 chocolate shakes you've had in the United States. I'm not a chocolate shake guy, I gotta be honest. I'm not a shake guy, but that's also because I can't have a lot of dairy and things like that. That's definitely one of the things that I've never really understood. And maybe it's something I have to try, but I've never... Hold on one second. No, we're good. I never got the combination of, like, a burger and a shake. Like, even when I would get Wendy's and I get a Frosty, I was more excited for dipping my French fries into the Frosty than eating my burger and drinking the Frosty. So, I don't know. That combination's not my jam. Sergeant Hammer sets up in bottom lane right now. Apocalypse from Diablo overpowers the Sylvanas out of that. The Ancestor Healing will come out from Rhaegar, bolstering the health bar of our Sylvanas player. Bish did throw out a Haunting or a Wailing Arrow. That's going to be Sko getting a phase shift in time. Shadow charges to a target. The Gust from Falstad is good. Yorel comes through, and she gets a Righteous Hammer onto Diablo, but she is forced to use Ardent Defender. Sko so very low. A Concussive Blast from the Sergeant Hammer will allow this Diablo to back away, and Blaze starts rotating up towards mid. Dragonite phase should be announced here in just a moment.
Another chance to prove yourself.
Wow, it's like it's my job to cast this game. Falstad doesn't have a gust available, but he's fishing around for a flank. He's going to be seen by the Zagara creep here. That's not 100% sure about this one. Blaze lights an oil slick, heals up a little bit. The siege in bottom lane continues. Yo, Crush, what's up, bud? We're just waiting to see how this continues in bottom lane, because it doesn't seem... It seems like the momentum is starting to dwindle here as the 16 comes through. Diablo goes in with a Shadow Charge, lands it onto Bad Benny, threatens the health bar, and that's really about it. I don't plan on chewing the burger. It goes straight down the gullet. You're just gonna like a piece of pizza. You're just gonna fold it in half. Nice kill onto Blaze right there from Sylvanas. 3-3 in kills. I'm gonna take the magic fart pills, and you're set to drink those shakes. Oh, the lactose intolerance pills. I take those for pizza, and it helps out a ton. I've never tried to take them with like regular ice cream. It's just because, like, if I eat regular ice cream and things like that, I'm just gonna be nauseous and in pain for like anywhere from 3 to 6 hours, and I don't really want to do the science to figure out if the lactose intolerance pills will help out with that or not. I don't miss ice cream that much, so. Anyways. I had another tangent, but let's focus on the game here. We'll talk about tangents after this match. Bottom lane siege continues. I am very... Wait, Falstad flank. Looking for the gust. No level 20, so no wind tunnel. Apocalypse from Diablo. Nice overpower into the Apocalypse. The Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas onto Falstad as the phase shift does come through. Devouring Maw did catch on to Diablo and Blaze, but it doesn't look like there's going to be any other kills outside. Wait a minute. That's a nice overpowered displacement onto our Yrel, but the Ardent Defender activates. Bunker comes down from Blaze. The Dragon Knight does expire. Bad Benny looking to siege in here. The Twin Flames poking out from Blaze. The bottom lane keep is still alive. Diablo goes in deep. He's got full souls. If he dies, he can respawn. Looking for that flame, that Fire Stomp, sorry. The Fire Stomp heal. Didn't get a ton of HP off of that. He is full Shadow Charge build pretty much. Sacrificial Soul, Devastating Charge, Domination. But the bottom lane keep will be saved and no one taken down. Just checking out Evo stuff, much like GDQ, it needs more Baja. I was literally talking to a friend yesterday and they were like, you should see if they need tournament admins. Because I was saying that I was talking to a friend yesterday and I was like, oh man, I really want to go to an Evo. Like, I've never been to a fighting game tournament. It'd be really awesome. And then they were like, well, you should try and see if they have, like, TAing, like, tournament adminning. And I was like, oh, I could actually do that. Like, I'd be pretty decent at doing that. And so the friend was like, well, you know, you can always apply for next year. And I was like, that gives me 1 year to become a professional Street Fighter 6 caster. I have 1 year to become famous, and then I'll just work Evo. So... No, there were some cool clips, though, Crush. Crush, if you didn't see it, I put a really cool clip in my Discord. If you did there's one clip from yesterday from Street Fighter 3 that has been circulating everywhere, and dude, if you haven't seen it, it is so good. The pop-off is just amazing. Oh no, sorry, no, Gotta Twinkies, that's my jam. I am very fine with not having dairy if I could just have, like, raspberry sorbet all day. Raspberry sorbet all freaking day, man. All right. We are heavily on food today, and I'm not too opposed to it. What do we got for our 20s, though, on the right-hand side? Withering Barrage, Seraphim, Farseer's Blessing, of course, the Pack Instinct, Johanna, maybe Radiating Faith. The Radiating Faith will be picked up. I'll say this: the one thing I miss from ice cream, and I don't drink soda or pop anymore. It was a health choice I made a long time ago, but now that I don't drink it, I can't have it just because there's so much sugar. But root beer floats. Oh my god, dude. I miss a good old root beer float with, like, Barks root beer or Mug root beer. Oh.
Red team has destroyed a fort. Blue team's core is under attack.
There we go. Bottom lane keep going down. Diablo finishes out his devastating charge. Falstad gets burninated by Zagara. No, actually, by the Yrel inside the Dragonite. Thought Zagara was inside there. Big old BFG coming through. Zagara was locked in place for a moment and continues to be locked down. The Dragonite down to 73% HP, but this core attempt is looking a little sketchy right now. Oh, maybe not, actually. The Dragonite's dealing a lot more damage than I anticipated. Diablo Hellgate in. That will be the core falling. We got a 1-1 score on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a best of 5 that hopefully goes the distance. Look up Yasuo. You won't regret it. That's just a League of Legends character, Darth. Walmart carries it. I'd have to go down the mountain for Walmart. I'd have to see if like Rayleigh's or Safeway carries it. The freezer the freezer is in the new snack drawer. Wait, the freezer is the new snack drawer. God, I couldn't read that. Chocolate Crunch. I like Chocolate Crunch. That looks good to me. Made with goodness of Greek yogurt. You know, I've never had Greek yogurt. I don't think I've ever had Greek yogurt. Oh! Teddy's root beer uses cane sugar instead of high fructose. Honestly, at this point, I'm just super sugar sensitive. Like, I've done my best to cut a lot of sugar out of my diet. The only sugar that I have in my diet, pretty much at this point, is... I mean, there's sugar in just about everything, but I put sugar in my tea. That's really the only thing. But I do my best to cut out sugar. It's just... Greek yogurt is just thick yogurt. Is that the yogurt they use to make the Murloc noises? You're mine now, chat. Welcome back into the Ravencourt Team League Upper Bracket Final. Best of 5 series. Winner of this moves on to the Grand Finals, which is a best of 7 with the map pick priority and first pick priority. Sorry, I was trying to remember what the actual advantages were. There's no map advantage. No one has really done that in a very long time, not since pretty much HGC days. We got a Lucy on the left-hand side. Maev will be on the right. Banned away, of course. Nothing too crazy on our bans here. I wonder, will it be another Hanzo ban in this second slot? Hanzo and Chromie have been the other two bans. So we've been having the very repeated bans. So I'm just waiting. Oh, Sylvanas! Maybe Vinland Raiders plan on taking Hanzo for their draft? Genji banned away as well. Chromie can be picked up. So is this a snap onto Hanzo early on, or are we still going to see a first pick Blaze 3 games in a row? First pick Blaze, third game in a row? Maybe. Yeah, I'm sorry, my green screen is bothering the hell out of me. Give me 2 seconds to try and mess with this. That's wrong. I need filters. Whoa! A first pick Blaze? No, say it ain't so, chat. Say it ain't so. Alright, I need this to be 200. And then, is it this one? There we go. That need to go down a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. Sorry, the constant green screening on my shirt was driving me nuts. There we go. It's a little bit better. Still have a little bit of green screening in the corner there, but that's fine. There we go. That's a little bit. That looks cleaner on our stream. Johanna and Hanzo, dude. Okay, so if you don't know this, Bish, the person that player right there, Bish, as I like to say is their name because I've never been able to pronounce it properly. Bish. They are an insanely good Hanzo, probably my favorite Hanzo to watch in Heroes of the Storm, and this is going to be insane in my opinion. Blaze, Diablo, Brightwing. Wow, what a start to the draft. Who would have seen that coming? What are we going to get rid of here? Is it going to be a Chromie ban? Unless, as Exodia Stack plans on taking Chromie, Ooh, they're actually going to go ahead and get rid of Falstad. I assumed you were some kind of phased being visiting our timeline. Thank goodness for filter sliders. Yeah. That's me. That's me. Yeah, yeah. Phased, that's a Bahamut, the phased being. Sounds like an Elden Ring boss. You put God at the end of it. Bahamut, the phased god. Speaking of Elden Ring, the DLC soundtrack is on Spotify, and I've been listening to it. Oof. Dude, the Dancing Lion song is so freaking good. Might arguably be my favorite song from the DLC. Malfurion Yrel. Okay, so that leads me to believe that it's going to be a Tracer. Exodia Stack does have a Tracer player on their team. It's not uncommon for them to go that route. They could go for a Mage and just have the Innervate value for the Mage, but I don't think that'll be the direction. I want to say that it's going to be a Tracer play because they can really harass onto that back line. Mobility is really good. A lot of open areas as well. Chromie and Greymane. I like the Vinland Raiders draft. It's very simple, very straightforward. You ended up beating Old Buddy Boy at the end of the DLC. Yeah. I beat Radagon. Not this Friday. I beat him on the 12th. Yeah, because we started this past Friday, the 19th, we started Street Fighter and Dark Souls 1 Randomizer. So yeah, I beat Radagon, the whatever. Not surprising. I beat the DLC final boss, like my second or third try that day. I personally was not a fan of the final boss of the DLC. That was my only gripe with the DLC. But, I mean, if 99% of a painting is perfection and there's one small issue, still really, really good. Still an amazing DLC, great exploration, great fights, absolutely stunning design. I loved it. All right, get your gambles in. Which team wins Sky Temple? Who could have guessed a double Overwatch Assassin draft? You? You could have guessed it. I know you could have.
I would prepare for your ceaseless battle.
All right, ceaseless battle has begun on the right side of the map. We have a 1-1 score between our teams. We got Exodia Stack with a Dino Tracer, Bishon Hanzo, Kopin Yrel, Yasu Malfurion, and Bad Benny Johanna. Left side of the map is going to be your Vinland Raiders, Nano Chromie, Death Knight on Brightwing, Ultralisk, Greymane, Sven Blaze, and Skog to play Diablo. Nobody freeing Harrison Jones. How unfortunate. Looks like he'll be stuck in Tomb of the Spider Queen for the foreseeable future.
Do whatever it is you do.
Do that voodoo that you do so good. So do. Hanzo Simple Geometry level 1. Time Walker's Pursuit for Chromie. We'll see Diablo pick up Soul Shield level 1. It's going to be a good way to deny Pulse Bomb damage. Viciousness Greymane. Adrenaline Stim Pack for our Blaze. Parting Gift as well on Tracer. As early wave clear is not going to be having much team fighting. Over in the solo lane, we do have a little bit of a back and forth here between our Blaze and Yrel. Tracer rotates up. No Pulse Bomb available, 69%. More built up really quickly, but Sven will be fine in top lane. Taps the well and continues to go up against Yrel. As Tracer rotates out, she's going to be joining back to the allies. On the left-hand side, though, for Vinland Raiders, they will be grabbing the Siege Giant camp. They got 600 on Vinland Raiders, 5k on Exodia Stack. We got some Overwatch believers. Time Walker's Pursuit reveals the enemy on their Bruiser camp. We'll have, Siege Giant camp. Bruiser camp grabbed by Ultralisk or started. Pretty simple, standard, easy rotations early on. Speaking of things early on, Chromie will have her level 4 already, and that's going to be Adhoral Anomaly, so she'll be able to place more time traps, and it reduces the cooldown by 8 seconds. You also have that faster arming time on time traps from the Time Walker's Pursuit, and the 10% spell power, and the Vision Reveal, and the extra time Vision Reveal. Hanzo 5 stacks currently on Simple Geometry. Other 4 talents are coming through for both teams. Hand of Freedom, Explosive Arrow, Sacrificial Soul. Big wave pushed up into the top lane fort front gate. Copen has Avenging Wrath charged up. As I mentioned, it's going to be Hand of Freedom from Yrel, so no Aegis of Light for that armor to allies around. That was buffed recently in a patch. Some Yrel players were testing it out, but it looks like Hand of Freedom still continues to be the main priority. Tracer blinks in, Parting Gift. I don't know, Dino might have misplayed that. I feel like Dino was looking for the Pulse Bomb. Yrel gets polymorphed to mid, Avenging Wrath, time stop onto the Johanna, Pulse Bomb onto Death Knight, and does go down. Dino not making a mistake that time. And we're getting a little bit more channel points in for Vinland Raiders. All right. Some believers in the good old Heroes of the Storm. No Overwatch, just the real heroes of the game.
The temples. Guardians. Do not let these
Temple shots in mid will fire out onto the fort front gate. We'll be having top lane held by Sven, doing the same thing. But this was, there was some earlier siege, so these are shots onto the actual fort. Time stop onto 2. Diablo jumps in onto Yrel, gets the Righteous Hammer to push him back. Malfurion with the root. No connection onto Scope. Throws down a Fire Stomp. Nano gets hit with a Pulse Bomb and a Parting Gift. Gets dropped down to a few hundred HP. Stays behind the fort front gate to provide some artillery. Dino with the body blocks onto Skog. The phase shift from Brightwing will not be fast enough. The top lane fort is going to be taken down by these last remaining shots. Sven gets the Jet Propulsion, activates the Pyromania, heals up a little bit from the Oil Slick Ignited, but Sven definitely will go down. Mid fort, by the way, looks like forts will be traded at the end of this. I think there should be enough shots remaining on mid objective phase, and not too bad. Meanwhile, back into top lane, Siege continues from Exodia stack as they have 4-0 in kills, and they have a 1-1 trade so far on our forts. Time stop onto Tracer, she gets the blink away. Head down towards bottom lane, at least in the bottom lane area. Siege camp started by Greymane. And Hanzo, 15 stacks on Simple Geometry, might be able to finish out in this engagement around the Siege Giant camp. Johanna steps onto the point, the Iron Skin active. Diablo looking to jump in here. Blaze ate the root from Malfurion, and it doesn't look like he'll be eaten by the enemy team. A good Jet Propulsion onto the Hanzo, gets a stun splash onto a few enemies as well. 1 or 2 tower shots onto Bad Benny. Temporal loop onto Copen here. Gets pulled back in. Boss has spawned. We're exactly 5 minutes into the map on Sky Temple. Sven with a little bit of healing over time. Also had some heal from the Oil Slick Ignited as another scatter comes out from Hanzo, but no connection onto the enemies, and 19 out of 20 stacks for Bish. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers, get an idea what the damage healing experience looks like between these two teams, as this is objective phase number 2. Should be announced in momentarily. Tracer's gonna go for Quantum Spike. That's gonna be your percent-based damage. Falling Sword Johanna, Tranquility Malfurion, Dragon's Arrow Hanzo, and Ardent Defender. Boss has been started. Do they know? Well, they're about to know. Skog is about to Fire Stomp and see that the boss is down to like 10%, but they don't have 10 talent here, and they're just gonna give boss. Exodia stack gets a free boss with the 10 talent tier lead. The 4 kills they had earlier on, and Temple activating. So bottom shots going to bottom fort with the bottom key. Oh my gosh, this is really good value right now from the side of Exodia stack in map number 3 of our first best of 5 of the day. Curse Bullet, Temporal Loop, Blink Heal, Bunker, and Apocalypse on the left-hand side. Time stop, Apocalypse, not gonna combo very well. As the Hanzo is able to get the natural agility away, finishes out a Simple Geometry. Diablo full on souls. A phase shift from Brightwing onto Blaze helps out his health pool, as Tracer did land a Pulse Bomb onto him and some decent harassment. Temple shots from bottom took down the fort. Boss will be cleared away. But bottom temple shots will start working on this top lane for it, and that should take it down with the remaining ammo left.
Red team destroyed
I missed the gamble. Wait a minute. No, I didn't. Grievade jumps in. Yeah, the Quantum Spike, by the way, is 6% of the maximum health. That's damage. Diablo anchoring. Copen with a Temporal Loop activated. Big follow-up damage. Ardent Defender finds activation in time, and Yrel heals up to nearly full HP. The bunker comes down from Blaze just as the arrow collides as well. Johanna doesn't have Blessed Shield. Falling Sword was the heroic pickup as Bad Benny looks to step in. Some shield glares thrown onto the enemies. Tracer blinks in. Nano, low on mana. Falling Sword will get a small stun. Denied by a stasis of Chromie with her timeout, but she's dead. Chromie will fall. Siege Giant Camp will be stolen away, and this is all looking good for Exodia Stack in map number 3. Vinland Raiders. They had a strong showing in map number 1. Don't know where it's fallen apart here, but seemingly they can't find a singular fight in their favor. Next objective phase will be double in the bottom and top. We still have mid and bottom forts available to the side of Exodia Stack, and there's the announcement of our objective. 25 seconds to go. Greymane in top lane trying to safely clear out this wave. Chromie comes in with some artillery as well, and that'll push things back. And finally, with Blaze in bottom lane, that'll be 13 talents here on the left-hand side, so even talents here for the next fight. Diablo does have that devastating charge, level 13. Lands the first stack right there onto Yrel immediately. Sacrificial Soul, level 4, does have that armor buff. Since he's at 100 souls, he gets 40 armor for 4 seconds. 4 seconds? 3 seconds. Yo, Ninja, what's up, bud? Putting you on for the lurk. All right, well, I hope you have a safe drive, my friend. And don't forget to get some delicious fast food on the way home. You went camping. You ate twigs and leaves for X amount of days. You deserve a nice juicy hamburger. Or ooh, even some spicy nuggets. I'm subconsciously telling you to get Wendy's. For me. Falling Sword Johanna for the team fight. Dragon's Arrow goes to the side because Dragon Arrows in the EU never miss. Tranquility from Malfurion does come through as well, bolstering the health pools of the allies around, but the temple shots still rain in. Siege Giants in bottom lane pushing up, and that'll be the last shots of mid-temple going into the mid-keep, and, well, they get some decent damage here. What's the Siege Giants able to do in bottom lane? Oh, they weaken the keep front gate, but boss is up in 45 seconds for bottom lane. Still no one freeing Harrison Jones. What's going on with this double back here? What is going on? Yrel gets the Avenging Wrath over the wall over here. We saw that little blink or shimmer of Yrel, but let's go back into the full vision as we do have another fight to break out in bottom, but this is 14 to 16. Talents here, advantage to Exodia Stack. Pulse Bomb onto Diablo, chunks his health a bit. Yrel goes in with the Avenging Wrath. Bad Benny lands the Condemn. Sven will fall. Mid-keep is going to start taking some big damage as Hanzo gets another scatter. This is why you do not give this Hanzo player Hanzo, because God Lord!
Team kill!
As we head into mid lane, Diablo, he's, I don't know what he's doing over here. So mid-keep goes down. Doesn't look like they want to end, or doesn't feel like they can. So Exodia Stack are just going to go ahead and get a double keep. Boss is available. And so is a bottom temple. There still is keep in top lane. Bit of health on that keep front gate, but it's a rough go right now for Vinland Raiders in this map number 3. that missed arrow is actually a zoning tool, Kappa. Oh, okay, I see. Yes, because EU can never do anything wrong. Everything is perfect. Not a single... Everyone's happy. Not a single complaint. Everyone agrees on everything in Europe. It's a utopia. At least beer's cheap in EU. At least there's that.
You are stronger than I believe.
I was like, that was a massive disappointment coming back to the United States. It's like, it's a more expensive beer at a worse quality. I mean, that's everything in the United States, really. It's more expensive with less quality. Ardent Defender comes through from Urel. Another Hanzo Dragon's Arrow will connect this time. As Sven looks to Twin Flames this boss. The core defenses have activated. Falling Sword from Johanna denies Apocalypse value. And Urel goes in. They take down the Diablo. Boss is already getting its way, is already damaging its way through the core shielding. I believe Sven is going to be bopped to the side. He does go down as well. Core is going to fall in map number 1 as Blaze is going to be thrown around in the tornadoes. We'll go over to the side of Exodia Stack. They are 1 map away from entering into the grand finals and not having to fight through the lower bracket final coming up next. The Overwatch team won. The Overwatch team won. Who would have bet on that? Hides money. No, you weren't the only one, bud. Exodia Stack did win. Let's pay out the people. As a reminder, if you're enjoying the stream, subscribe. Don't consider it. Just do it. We are 3 subs away from our goal, which would be nice to hit today. If you are feeling generous, if you feel like starting a sub, gifting a sub, using your Prime Gaming, converting a gifted sub into a tier 1, all that is appreciated. But let's go ahead and roll out a block of ads and get ready for what could be the final map in this Best of 5 series. As a reminder, we have this Best of 5. Welcome back, everybody, into our first Best of 5 of the day here in the Ravencourt Team League playoffs. We're in the upper bracket finals, and Exodia Stack is 1 map away from making their way into the grand finals with the advantage of map pick and first pick priority in that Best of 7 grand finals. We have this left side team of Vinland Raiders trying to rally on Tomb the Spider Queen. Vinland Raiders, who lost the last map, opted in for first pick priority, which means this is map choice coming out from Exodia Stack. And oh my god, can you believe it? A Hanzo ban. Who would have thought they would have banned away Hanzo after such an amazing showing from Bish? And it's completely unironic. Bish is absolutely fantastic on that Hanzo. 2 seconds. For the Horde. First pick, Johanna will be coming through. Alright, sorry, I just sent a message really quickly. Let's see, we have a Hanzo, Lucio ban, Maev, and Chromie. I cannot believe it. We have a Johanna first pick. Blaze was not first picked on the side of Vinland Raiders. So crazy. Will they go for the Blaze on the right? That's the real... Blaze Varian, a very simple composition being built up right now. So it could be the single target deletion with a Jaina Mage. Gul'dan's not bad. I actually really love Gul'dan on this map. His Fell Flame wave clear is so very quick. I think Fell Flame build is extremely good on this map as well. Just because you can get those stacks up quickly. You get the 10% radius increase. Rampant Hellfire level 16 is massive damage. You get Fell Armor as well. But we'll see Rhaegar and Sergeant Hammer. Okay. The Sergeant Hammer earlier did not succeed on Dragonshire. So we'll see if there'll be a bit of a difference on this one. It's a little bit of an early Hammer. It feels like there's a lot of opportunities to, I wouldn't say counter her, but a lot of things that you can draft to deal with her. As we get into our next ban phase for Exodia stack, what do they want to get rid of here? Could get rid of a solo laner like Urel. Could get rid of Leoric as well. I wouldn't mind I wouldn't hate a Leoric ban, but they will get rid of Urel. I like Blaze Variant because it lets you flex taunt smash. I doubt we see them take Smash. As much as I want them to, these European players are pretty rigid in the way that they play, so I'm assuming it's going to be a taunt, so it'll be like taunt into Jet Propulsion, and there's going to be some sort of mage dropping big old burst. That's at least what I anticipate. That's what I anticipate. I'll happily be wrong, but that's the direction I'm seeing things go in my draft analysis. Tomb of the Spider Queen, I was going to say I don't hate the idea of like an Alexstrasza Mephisto, but they're going to go for the Ana, which still leads me to believe that they're going to go into a mage. You could nano boost the Genji. It'd be wild if they actually took like another bruiser and they did go Colossal Smash variant. I'd love to see it, but I just don't see it happening. I don't think Blaze will tank, yeah. I mean, unless they pick up like another frontliner, maybe they could do Colossal Smash. But I just think the point-click stun is so very good. It is Hyper Carry Sergeant Hammer, though, on the side of Vinland Raiders. Leoric and Hogger will be picked up. I do love the Hogger pickup. I really hope Hogger is in the 4-man rotation and Leoric is down in the solo. Hogger's Staggering Blow is a good way to push back enemies who are trying to advance in, like Varian, like Genji. What is this last pick going to be? As I said, I'd love for it to be a mage to be able to jump in and deal with Sergeant Hammer, like a Mephisto, and that pairs well with the Varian. I mean, good mobility, good poke potential. I haven't seen an Orphea maybe in this tournament, so that's pretty nice to see. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Let me go ahead and get a screenshot for Big Scary Duck. I doubt he's awake right now, but maybe he will be able to catch the game. What do you mean it'll be Eye of Horus? I mean, you're not... That's not an uncommon one. That is honestly not that uncommon. What's up, Random? How you doing today, bud? Oh, I need to start a prediction. What am I doing? I was about to just sit back and sip some tea. All right. Thank you, Ashmantle. I appreciate it. Boo. On the left-hand side of map number 4 in our first best of 5, we've got Vinland Raiders trying to take us to a map number 5. Here through Tomb, Skog on your Johanna, Death Knight Rhaegar, Ultralisk Leoric, Sven Hogger, and Nana will be the Hypercarry Hammer. Right side of the map looking for a victory here, trying to move into the grand finals and set us up for our loser bracket final. Coming up next, we have Exodia stack, Bish on the Genji, Yasu will be your Ana, Dino Orphea, Bad Benny will be Varian, and last but not least, Cope and Blaze. Contact healing level 1 for our Ana. Hitting here as a Biogrenade increases its damage and healing by 30% per hero hit. Advanced Artillery, Consume Vitality, We have Ancestral Strength. Non-hero abilities deal 15% more damage to stunned, rooted, silenced, or slowed enemies. Enemy heroes who are hit with an overflowing chaos are slowed by 20% for 2.5 seconds. I apologize. Sorry, I didn't realize Genji had dove into the bottom lane. Takes down the Hogger in front of his fort front gate. First Blood does go over to the side of Exodia stack. This showcasing, look, I can play both Shimada Bros. Dino is hands down the best Genji player you've seen. Dino is quite good on those high mobility, high execution heroes. And I think Orphea might be one of those. That was a very weird dash after that waltz. That was a little weird. Alright, anyways. Alright, this is all looking pretty simple and set so far. Genji harassing a bit on the left-hand side. How did our gamble look? 10k to 12k. Wow, nice job, chat. Nicely done. Hogger gets the vertical bounce over there. We got our camp on the right grab. Varian's not a real boy yet, but he does have 5 stacks on Lion's Maw. Level 4 will come through in a moment. Orphea lands the Shadow Ult, gets an auto attack, some damage onto Ultralisk here. Actually drops Ultralisk pretty low. Leoric is going to be able to hearth out completely. I doubt we see it at level 7, but I'd love to see the chomp scaling for Orphea. Varian picks up Taunt. Orphea with the Allegrissimo. Reduce the cooldown of Shadow Ults by 1 second. Hitting heroes with the end of Shadow Ult sets its cooldown to 0.75 seconds. Oh, Hogger bouncing around in bottom lane. He actually gets a safe bounce to the left-hand side. Won't be able to steal away this camp from the enemies. And Exodia stack, I mean, they got 1 kill. The experience is very close between both sides. We'll also be seeing Subdue for Johanna at level 4. We've got the Paralyzing Rage for Leoric, increasing that slow to 60%. Hogger continues his trait build with On the Prowl level 1, Hogger's Joggers level 4. Oh, Orphea has that little dash away. Oh, I mean for ARAMs, yeah, that level 7 is amazing. That level 7 in ARAMs is absolutely great for scaling. It's also fun because dings. But we'll have to see. Oftentimes, it's usually the Dread upgrade. The Mind Devourer, I believe, is the level 7 talent name. And that's a really nice talent onto Sergeant Hammers because you can get free stackage or easy stackage. Orphea jumps in here. It's another Shadow Ult, able to dash away. Hammer gets dropped down to 25% HP. Bish jumps in with some Shurikens. 24 and rising stacks. Actually, 26 stacks on that Shuriken Mastery. All right, more Biotic Grenades for Ana here, level 4 as well. Swift Strike through onto the Sleeping Hogger. Now, it looks like the Swift Strike came through just a little earlier. Yeah, there's that Mind Devourer level 7. That's what I was expecting, honestly. Hitting enemy heroes with Dread increases the damage by 5 up to 150 after hitting 30 heroes. Hitting an enemy hero with Dread's Eruption sets the cooldown to 6 seconds and refunds 50 mana. As the Chomp comes through, Varian sets up the kill onto Rhaegar. Skog will go down. It's a double kill early on in this engagement. 3 kills in total. Make it a triple kill. Can Sergeant Hammer boost away from this one? Hogger gets a awkward bounce back into the enemy team. An immediate taunt from Varian. Bad Benny low. There's going to be an attempt to take down Hogger, but Sergeant Hammer continues to rain in shells, and Orphea will fall. That will be 1 kill over the side of Vinland Raiders. They really need that experience, but Genji jumps in, activates Deflect, Swift strikes away. Almost taking down Nano, but some healing over time did help. A healing dart, or sleep dart, goes out, and the red web weavers will descend to our Exodia stack crew. Alright, cup of tea is done. I need another one. Level 10s are almost here on both sides. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers here for all of you. We'll check on the scaling talents a little bit later on. We'll also be seeing what Varian goes into a bit here. Bottom lane, Webweaver pushed in by Blaze, but there's 3 enemies to defend this. Moving over into mid, Varian throws out a Lion's Fang, able to get another Lion's Maw stack. Orphea in top lane, pressuring onto Skog. The Iron Skin was activated. Bish jumps in. Good Shurikens. Shuriken Mastery finishes out here. 5 minutes, 42 seconds into the map number 4. Webweaver continues to pressure and push up this top lane. Mid and bottom were already cleared away. We have the Orphea picking up her... Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. I keep wanting to calling it Chomp, but that's not right. Well, the X-Strike from Genji, Varian, I don't know what he picked up level 10 yet. We do have the Bunker from Blaze, and it's going to be Nano Boost for the Orphea. Or Nano Boost from Ana into Orphea, actually, immediately. I'm, like, racking my brain. I'm drawing up... There's... What is it? Oh, yeah, Crushing Jaws. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I kept thinking that it had some sort of weird name, but it's just crushing jaws. Very on point. Napalm Strike for our Sergeant Hammer. We do have the Warbringer for Varian. Hortipult on Hogger. Blessed Shield Johanna. And Tomb for Leoric and Rhaegar. I don't think he's going Bloodlust. I think they want the Ancestral here. But he's holding. He's holding. We'll see what they go into. Condemn from Johanna, deflect from Genji's activated. Orphea picks up a 9th stack on that level 7. Some gems left on the ground here. Orphea not looking to step up into the enemy. Still Rhaegar holding level 10. A sleep into Biotic Grenade, taunt from Varian, but Ultralisk is able to get the Wraith Walk out in time, and no kill onto the blue side Leoric. 11 to 11, actually 11 to 12, so a level difference between these two teams. Exodia stack continuing to push in with the second. Webweaver phases, Bish comes through, gets the reset on Swift Strike, X Strike onto Ultralisk, the help of Bad Benny gets the kill, the Crushing Jaws looking for Death Knight, but won't be able to pull him in, or hold him in place. Nana boost onto Genji, Sleep Dart does go out, Genji Swift Strikes in, activates Deflect. Does he have a mobility to get out of this keep front gate? Doesn't look like it. The Webweaver in top still pushing up. Sven getting low. He gets bodied really quickly. And the gem economy is absolutely shattered. Bloodlust from Rhaegar will be utilized. And Tomb from Leoric. Currently a Varian utilizing his Warbringer to dash to an ally out of the Entomb. Goes right back into the enemy with a taunt. Sergeant Hammer, she's made it back into the engagement. And the mobility from Dino is allowing him to be able to throw down a Shadow Waltz, dash away, get an auto in here and there. And Webweaver in top pushes things up, takes down the keep front gate. The minion wave is pretty good, and I gotta say, Finland Raiders not looking too good in map number 4 here. They had a strong showing in map 1, and maybe just catching Exodia Stack off guard. Not too sure about what happened, but this is Exodia Stack woken up, firing on all cylinders, and they are looking to make this a 3-1 series, but they still have to get through a keep and a core. 101 gems held currently on the left-hand side. 44 on Rhaegar, 25 on Johanna, 24 on Leoric, and Hogger holds 8. 14 are still turned in. There's no one able to get this last gem. Oh wait, hold on. That's gonna be a nice combo onto Leoric. He gets a Wraith Walk out. Death Knight was floating around as well. Keep in mind, it's a Bloodlust Rhaegar. Bottom fort does fall. No one's able to sneak in a turn-in during all of this as we head towards this top turn-in. Johanna canceled. Bad Benny threatening onto Ultralisk. There's going to be a Hortipult into the Entomb. Bloodlust from Rhaegar activated as well. Bad Benny able to get inside the bunker. The Crushing Jaws come out as well from the Orphea as the X-Strike from Genji takes down the Rhaegar. Ana goes down the backline, but Skog will be picked off for stepping up like that. Genji on the left side is trying to find last little bit of damage, but it's Orphea popping off with the triple kill. Is this boss for top lane call? Gem economy. Still, they lost 50 gems. They had 104, and they're down to, 56 now, but still. 50-ish gems were lost around that engagement. There is an available turn-in. Hogger, it's Sergeant Hammer who's got to get the turn-in here, but I don't think she wants to step out. Oh, and would you look at that? Blaze gets the Webweaver turn-in. We have boss triggered by the members of Exodia Stack. They might be able to end map number 4 here. This might be a push to win. And the Webweaver plus boss should time out really, really well. Dino's going to back off. Tap well for full mana, or at least some mana and full HP. They still have almost 100 gems, though. What? They had 14 turned in, and they held 56. I don't know how that equals 100. I'm confused on that math. Sleep Dart goes out, connects onto the Sergeant Hammer. Webweaver plus boss in top lane. Collides onto the keep right now. Copen pushing the wave up. Yo, what's up, Saddle? $16 talent here. Sergeant Hammer is going to boost away. Keep goes down in top. Webweaver and boss are pushing onto the core. Seems like the call is still to go for siege through the mid lane. Boss is going to get some damage here. Yeah, it's going to get some damage onto the core. mean, even right now, they still don't even have 100. 14 plus 77. Orphea's done with her Mind Devour level 1. Genji goes in with a Swift Strike, trying to get those shurikens onto Ultralisk, but decides better of it, being underneath keep shots as well as the Sergeant Hammer damage. So what is Bad Benny and friends setting up to do here? They don't have another Webweaver turn-in. 17 out of 65 held. Blaze in bottom lane works on Siege Giants. Orphea just floating around, checking the objective turn-in area, making sure no one's able to get that turn-in. Speaking of the turn-in, though, it's going to be literally 14 of 50. They have not turned in yet. There was a point when there was 104 held and 14 still turned in, but there was that massive blunder in mid lane. There was that big triple kill. And maybe, well, it's 16 talents here on both sides. Even talents here fight. Varian goes in with a charge. Taunt onto the Johanna. Wraith walk through the enemies. Ominous Wraith Royal Focus was the 13-16 for our Leoric. Hogger, Hortipulse in. Looking for a bounce. Gets it over to safety. Crushing Jaws from Orphea. Pull the Hogger back in. Dino on the high side of this wall looking to poke, but not sure if he wants to really enter into this engagement. Nano boost onto Dino. They're like, let's make something happen here, team. But slowly but surely, they're backing away. Yasu and Hogger will be traded. 66 gems now being held as a chunk fall off a Hogger. I think I saw it was like 90 gems. So that was a good like 30 chunk dropped. Leoric will go down. Skog gets a turn in. And it's only a 7 gem turn in right there, going from 14 to 21. 48, most of it held by Nano here. Bish wants to take down the Sergeant Hammer as the chase continues in through mid lane. Cyber agility. This Hanzo, or this Genji, does not have much, if any, mana. Gets a little bit from that regeneration globe just picked up, but I think that's the end of the engagement there. All right, Genji, full on mana. We'll be having... Oh! Still not close to a turn-in for the side of Exodia stack, but they're about to hit level 20s. 13 to 4 in kills, a 9 kill difference. Bless Shield, Hortipult, they want to take down the Orphea. Multiple heals coming out, and Hogger's the one who's going to be immediately punished. Nano boost onto Genji, 44 gems on Nano, who will activate the siege mode, trying to rain in some damage. Jet propulsion from Blaze, followed up by a charge of Varian. Here comes Genji onto Nano. Taunt comes through as well. Gems are going to be dropped. Ultralisk is going to fall. Crushing Jaws out as well. And the economy is just... sometime today, Stream Deck. Gem economy down the drain. No turn-in available for the side of Vinland Raiders anymore. But it doesn't matter because the map number 4 is going to go over to the side of Exodia stack. They are heading to the grand finals with the upper bracket advantage. GG well played. We'll see them after our upcoming lower bracket final coming up in about 5 to 10 minutes. What's up, Looney? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. All right, let's get set up for our next map. Exodia stack did win that. So let's get set up for our next